Zoom about Healy. And
I'm excited.
me too. I've been so excited, especially since I got it. It's been such an amazing, amazing
You know what?
fun.
I'm going to translate sort of into Spanish in case, I don't know if anybody, or I don't see anybody live. Tanya, do you
Yeah.
speak
You know
Spanish?
what? We might ask them to translate later on, maybe, if we have some Spanish.
Maybe we'll do that. Okay, because that way I can stay in the flow.
Yeah. Hi, Tanya. Huh?
Yeah, hi. I speak Russian and English.
Okay, that works. So you definitely don't need the Spanish.
No.
Awesome. So I have to say, okay, just as a, you know, I love sparkly things, and I'm a bit of an ADD. I just go, ooh, that looks cool. Ooh, wow, that's amazing. Ooh, I'll have that. And okay, so a lot of times maybe I feel like a little kid, you know, in a candy store. That just
A
wants
lot
to,
like a kid. I would say a lot like a kid.
in a candy store. So it sounded like my husband was saying, aren't you satisfied with what you have?
Never,
No.
never, never. Because
No.
it's always about what else is possible.
Yeah.
Because with access consciousness, it's always about how does it get even better than that? What else is possible?
And what else is available, and what else is possible, and what else is available, and what else
And
is possible.
what else, how else can we improve it? And so when I first heard about Healy, actually
it was Dane at a symphony.
No, first time I heard that it was somebody else. It was way back.
Somebody else had mentioned it in passing. We got this quantum device, but it was such a like a form letter kind of a, you know, that they mentioned what I got in my messenger that I was like,
mine was it's like Lena introduced me from Netherlands, and she's like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And it's almost does the same thing as bars, and I'm like, it cannot do that.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of times we dismiss things.
Exactly. Exactly.
And but she never kind of like, maybe if I experienced that, that would have been different.
Right.
But it was kind of like, just get it, and it was okay. It's fun. And yet it was more about kind of like there was an inkling, but it was not in the States yet. So it was not available in America. And then I forgot about it. Like being ADD, it's like in and out, because that was like November of last year. And then they started talking.
Really a long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago. Because I think it showed up in Europe last year. And then they started talking about it.
Yeah, at the Symphony of Possibilities class that we took in July, Dane started saying about how he's experimenting with this quantum device, with this thingy that he enjoyed playing with, and that he played with Gary on it. And I love this, because see, I'm not the kind of person, and forgive me if I'm stepping on anybody's toes, but when somebody starts to tell me, you know, you've got to read the cards, and, you know, let me analyze your numerology and check this and check that. And I used to do the crystals and the cards and all this stuff. And what turned me off of that was that everybody was looking for a right answer. And so I looked at this and went, ooh, you know, oh my God, you know, like another thing that's going to go in and do it for you. Like, oh, I'm going to wear this crystal and it's going to do this for me. But what I got, the greatness of it that I got from what Gary was describing is he said he interacts with the device. Just like you can interact with a crystal, but you come at it from a different energy. You come at it from, you've got consciousness, I've got consciousness. What dance can we create? What movement of energy, what frequency could we play with that's going to create something different here? And when I heard Gary mentioning it, or Dane describing Gary's playing with it, and then in other classes that I've done with Gary and Dane in August, you know, Dane, both of them have mentioned interacting with the device. And then I got, you know, what a gift it is to have yet another, it's not the only, but it is yet another gift and a contribution for our bodies, for our beings. And I really got the space of it. And then you got the device in your hands, Helen,
Yeah.
and
And
started to play. And it's been such a gift because I got to perceive it physically, you know.
because for me it was exactly the same, because they did this, like Dane did the Zoom first, show how to work it, and then Stacy and Raji did the actual Zoom where we played with that, where she did a session.
Yeah.
And after that session, I suddenly, like, I haven't slept good in years. I'm talking about, it's been disrupted. I was in medical school where I was working 36 hours straight for 2 years. Then residency.
Still don't get why they make doctors do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, just
And
as an
then
aside.
residency 36 hours straight for 3 years. So 5 years sleep was disrupted. And then I had my baby, who is amazing. I love her. But the first 18 months, she would not sleep at night. She would wake up every hour.
And then it
And
becomes a habit almost to your body.
my body is used to not sleeping at all. And no matter what I did, no matter what medication I would take, plus I couldn't take medication because I was allergic to majority of them, either side effects or whatever. And then I had my surgery where sleep was disrupted even more because of pain. And suddenly, after 3 minutes that I think Stacy was using the device on everybody on a Zoom, which wasn't even individual, I started sleeping. That night, I slept totally like a normal person, which was so unusual for me.
I'm sorry. I don't care how much sleep you get. You ain't ever gonna be a normal person. I'm just acknowledging that about you. My inner weirdo sees your inner weirdo and appreciates it.
It was kind of funny. This morning, I was like thinking, it's like, okay, because something come up, like I was listening to something about humans, humanoids, and suddenly I'm like, what if I'm human?
That's your first clue. You're not. Sorry.
Yeah, and then I kind of dismissed that idea. So that was kind of like my little humor today. But it was amazing just to have a night of good night's sleep. So that's the next day. I kind of like, where can I get? That was it. So, and they said, oh, it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm like, it ain't working for me. I got it within a week. That's kind of like magic of using access tools, or maybe Healy wanted to come with to me.
I was going to say, it's actually really interesting because there's the gift of the tool, right? Mm-hmm. The actual device and the quantum frequencies that it has access to, that it's using. Mm-hmm. And they're different. There's a whole lot of frequencies. So there's the frequencies that are in the device that are for chakras and for your meridians and for pain programs and psyche programs and beauty programs and education programs. And then there's those gold programs and so many different things that I haven't gone to quantifiably like, what are the benefits? What aren't the benefits? No, it was just this, ooh, literally, like when you played with me with that, because at that point it was like, I don't know if I can choose that. And after experiencing it, and you did it like I think 3 or 5 minutes on me and on Nestle and on Annabeth, our dog, and on Kippy, and the following day you worked on my mom. My mom has so much intensity in her body and so much resistance to living. I don't know how else to say it, but it's that primarily. Oh my God, I spoke to her at the end of the day, and the following day, she was happy as a clam. This is not my mother, usually. You know, she had so much more ease with her body, and pain that she had went away. Now, she's very good at recreating pain. I spent my childhood and I didn't even know this, but I spent much of my childhood taking depression out of her, and she would recreate it to, recognize herself again. But she's far away. And if she's far away, it's harder for me to work on her. I can do symphony sessions, etc. She's just not so much into receiving. But with the Healy, she was willing to receive. And when she had her session, she was actually getting a manicure and a pedicure when you were running the programs on her. And it contributed to so much more. You're unmuted, honey. And it contributed to so much more, and she had more ease. Now, the same thing is possible for any of us if we're interested, if we're willing to receive. These energies can interact in the most curious of ways. What I saw, and I shared the link of Raji and Stacy doing explaining about the Healy and doing a little mini session on the group. What I love when you get these products, these capacities, these frequencies in the hands of people who are willing to take them and not necessarily even use them as they're told, but go, okay, what else can we add to this? I loved how you can ask a question in a group and then run the Healy on the group with that question, with that energy. And you can run the Healy on an organization, on a bank account, on a body, on an animal, on a home. Helen was telling me yesterday, I see she's being interrupted, but we spoke about it yesterday. She said she was having issues with mildew in one part of her house. She ran the Healy just for shits and giggles and experimenting, and exploring what would this create. She ran it on her home a couple of times, and the energy in the home itself has shifted, and that mildew that supposedly was there before isn't. And so it's not like it's a logical cognitive, this thing is going to change, but I wonder what would be created. I wonder what can change when we add especially our wondering and our energy and our creativity and our capacity to include the Healy and include our energies and include the elementals and include, the wide and wonderful world of access and put it all together and play. What would that create? You're muted.
So let's play with that. Let's
Yeah.
actually experience.
I would love to.
I know Tanya already ordered it and have a couple of people that she will be sharing this video with other people.
Awesome.
But anyway, it's really interesting how it's going to work in a money account.
Well, Helen had an experience. She ran it on her bank account.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of experience?
The person who owed me money for over 8 years suddenly paid me back.
Ah, okay.
How does it get any
Just
better?
they have a session about a bank account or something, or
No, I just because you have clients in here.
So I'm just going to stop and clarify for those of us who can't read your mind necessarily, Helen.
Yeah.
So I'll say the model that I ordered and the model that Helen has is called the resonance model. Healy has different levels. It's the same device, but it has access to different information depending on the model that you get. There are some that work on physically on changing the frequencies, the bioenergetic frequencies in your body, called the Gold program. So there's Healy Gold. There's different levels. The one that works remotely, right? So that you can do it on organizations, you can do it on people far away, you can do it on groups, you can do it on plants, you can do it on anything that you don't have to physically go and connect to an electrode or a bracelet or a watch or something else. That's called the resonance model, okay? And it scans the energy of the group, the organization, the bank account, the body, the being. It scans it. So what I had to do for Helen when I wanted her to work on my mom, I asked my brother in Houston to take a photograph of my mom I sent that photograph to Helen. She entered her as a client, right, with the photograph there. Healy scans the photograph, tunes into her energetic field, and it will do the same thing with a bank account or a class. Helen ran the Healy on our Wealth of Being class for Monday yesterday, and it's, you know, she had the graphic of the class, she had the name of the class, and Healy taps into scans, does an energetic scans, and picks up on what will contribute the most to that organization or that energy or that bank account or that person, that individual. And it gives a recommendation of these are the programs to run. Now, from what I've seen, several people, when we get our hands on this device, we go, oh, I want to do it all, and I want to do it all now. And that
Yeah,
may be like trying to run all your bars all at the same time, which kind of, you know, you run 3 at a time on yourself so that your head doesn't explode by running too many at a time. So you take it easy. I know, a little hard for a humanoid, but you take it easy and you just go, okay, what is it that will create the most with this right now? You may not want the Healy working for 10 hours a day.
Which I kind of did for 8 hours for somebody, and that kind of overwhelmed me.
Yeah, it can be. So you just be aware, right? Be in your awareness, just like with anything else. Exactly. This, and I'm going to reiterate, this does not replace awareness. Okay?
Nope.
Awareness is key. So even with the Healy, you ask questions, you perceive, and you see the recommendations that it has, and go ahead.
It's not just even awareness, it's a choice. Because in order for Healy to work, the person has to choose to change whatever they're changing. If they are not choosing, nothing will work. No matter how much energy, no matter how much medication, no matter what you're throwing at that person, nothing is going to change what they're choosing. It's
So
about
choice trumps everything.
Choice creates. Choice creates whatever we have. Doesn't matter if it's a good choice, bad choice, ugly choice, it's a choice. And right now, what we are doing a little sample. I chose for the name, like I chose a group, organization, which is
right,
kind of us. Zoom today about Healy. That's what I called it.
Cool.
And now I'm asking Healy to analyze what vibration it requires. And I'm like, you can pick some of them because there is like bioenergetic balance, all of that. I'm just saying all Healy programs, just analyze it, whatever it needs right now. And it's basically, and it needs my fingerprint, and I'm kind of looking at you. And
so it's interesting because it works with the phone, but the phone just gives the Healy, the app on the phone or on the iPad, gives the Healy the information of what to run, but everything runs on the Healy itself. So once the program gets started, then you can answer your phone as usual and do whatever as usual. It's actually working on the Healy. And I know a friend who takes it to work out, you know, when she goes to the gym, she wears the Healy. It's such a small, light device that you can tuck it into your bra, you can put it in your pocket. You
can also attach electrodes to it. There are bracelets that you can wear with that you can attach to the wires, so you can attach directly. I prefer
or do it remotely. I kind of like the remote better.
Yeah, I like the remotely better. Like for me, it's like that quantum field that affects not just me, but everything else around me.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found out, kind of like, it actually chose a few programs. It chose Meridian programs, Healy Deep Cycle programs, Bioenergetic One, and Bioenergetic Support, and Healy Gold Cycle.
Cool.
So we are going to run, let's see, the action. I'd like to vibrate. And let's vibrate maybe for 6 minutes while we're talking, right?
Sounds
So
good. So everybody lower barriers and perceive and
yes,
receive.
and actually what I found a lot of times, and it's vibrating now, what I found, people who actually watch the Zoom
Get it
will
later.
get affected by it,
Yeah.
which somehow Zoom records the vibrations
I
and
love
then
that.
it transmits it. Because I have a woman who just purchased a Healy device, and the way she did that, kind of like I sent her the Zoom with a recording saying my kind of like why I bought it, and she was watching it and she felt better. So she ordered it, and yesterday she told me that she woke up and she had low energy, so she watched the video twice and
Oh,
started feeling better.
oh,
So how cool is that?
that is cool.
Yeah,
That is very,
and
very cool.
what I found with playing with Healy lately, it's it's shifted a lot in my body. Like not just sleep, but I was working on my eyes and I didn't require as much glasses. Like I have readers and I usually use them for computer, for iPad, for everything. But as you could see, I was reading everything without the glasses right now. I need them when it's like real tiny print, but it's been about 5 days now that I didn't need glasses for majority of stuff.
Yeah.
How
Wow.
Yeah. So, and there were magic. There is a whole group.
I'm excited about that. In all honesty, I guess I see my eyes responding to changes or shifts or clearings in general. You know, from classes, I can perceive my eyesight
Mhm.
changing, where it even gets like fuzzy, not from like there's a wrongness, it's just from something is shifting and changing in it. Does that
Mhm.
make sense? And so I'm wondering, like, this is exciting. Can't wait to get my hands on this, to play with exponentializing it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
everything mutates, whether you're looking at the virus or you're looking at us. We're constantly in this motion, in this shifting and changing, and with these frequencies that take us from, you know, being more contracted and solidified and more real, you
Mhm.
know, to having this lightness and this spaciousness and this fluidity, whether it's with our eyesight or anything else, is thrilling. I mean, that's
Yeah. So what else
wow.
can we create? This is about creating different reality, you know,
Yeah,
because
I'm getting that.
yeah, because the microcurrents, the quantum field is totally beyond what we know. Though the physics talk about that, the resonance frequencies, the uh, kind of like that our bodies are not solid, so that's why it's affected by the frequencies.
Yeah,
So how are
wow.
you guys feeling right now?
I'm feeling yummy. Notice my hands just went up and I'm,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm feeling very good. Very, very good.
Yeah, because it's like
Relaxing,
my body is
nice.
Fuzzy,
dangerous. Yeah, hi. How are you feeling? Do you feel
a
any
little
way?
bit fuzzy, like what Rachel was saying with the sight, like a
Uh-huh.
little bit blurry.
Okay.
But look at that blurriness. If you look, how often have we tried to solidify how we appear and solidify how we function and how we walk and how we interact in the world? Like, this is me, and then this is the rest of the world, versus like truly the wealth of being, the gift of being on this planet is being this meltiness, this interacting and engaging with all of it. And you can't do that from an I'm separate kind of point of view. So wow, that that oh wow,
Yeah.
fuzzy brain. But
Fuzzy
it
brain. Yeah,
opens up a
that's what creates.
space beyond logic.
Mhm.
And I listened to the guy that co-invented this. I listened to a phenomenal YouTube link. I'll send it in the recording. His name is Marcus. I think I sent it to you, Helen. I can't remember, but it was in WhatsApp. I listened to this man speaking, and there was so much curiosity and play in how he created the device. It was almost like probably having a conversation with Tesla would have been like, 100 years back or whenever that was. But there's this gift of not seeing anything as only linear or only solid or only separate, but actually looking at the interaction of everything. And I heard him speaking about one of his mentors, because he was a monk or Buddhist monk or something like that, even for a few years after he was disillusioned with the solidity even of physics, of the way physics is being taught. And he said that the guy that had been his teacher was diagnosed with something and was given only 2 months to live, which was before some medication would be released that would save his life, and he wouldn't even be able to make it through to that. And he knew that Marcus had created or co-created something phenomenal, and asked, do you think it would work with me? And can we, by just exploring and seeing? And the guy's still alive. Months later. This was with the time wave, with one of their other devices that's more for practitioners, a bigger device. They used that with him. They uploaded frequencies that may be a contribution. And that's the thing, you can record frequencies on this. So I'm going to just plug Helen here for a sec, because I can. Helen has the Akashic School of Creation, which, by the way, I gave her the finger 4 years ago when I first met her. I'm like, stay away from me with all that stuff. I'm not even going metaphysical. Like, stay the fuck away, lady. Talk to me about access. Don't talk to me about anything else. And it took, I was telling Helen yesterday, I think today is the 3rd. Today was 3 years ago, the wrap up of the beginning Akashic Records class that I took from Helen. And one of, it's 3 years, woohoo! 3 years of less resistance in my life. But one of the
they have that effect, don't they?
I know, no alcohol, but a shit ton less resistance. But in that class, there's a prayer that we said in English and in Spanish and in Hebrew, and it's the forgiveness prayer. And I love the energy of that prayer. I love the frequency. And you say the prayers are vibrational frequencies. The clearing statement that we use in Access is a vibrational frequency. Well, how much could we play with and record as these vibrational frequencies that will gift and change all sorts of things in our life and living? And so I'm wondering what that can create, and I'm personally excited.
Me too. And I don't want to keep you guys too long, because usually the Zooms tend to go over the time. I wanted to do it like real short, and Rachel wanted to do short too, to kind of, so you experience. And we did 6 minutes. Any changes that you noticed since we started versus now?
Can I go first?
Yes,
I
please.
like to talk. Now that my microphone is working on the laptop.
Yeah.
There is so much, first of all, everything is vibrating. Like everything around me is vibrating, and I can perceive almost like a vortex on the bottom of my feet, and it's pulling up through my body. And there's just this whoosh, I don't have another word for it, that's just going through and is living. I don't know how to explain it beyond that, so I'm gonna shut up. But it's yummy.
Yeah, it is yummy. Thanks. How about you, Daniela?
I'm very relaxed. That's what I'm feeling. Like everything tingling and very relaxed.
Cool. Thanks. Tan, how are you?
And you, Tanya?
Okay. Yes, I'm feeling vortex about this area, about my heart area. It's really relaxing. It's very, very nice because I was a little bit stressful in the morning. Right now I'm feeling nice, relaxed. It's really nice. Oh my God, I'm really enjoy right now.
Me
Very
too.
nice. Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad I bought this, Kelly. I'm very, very, very happy.
Yeah. And thank you, JJ, for joining us. But we already kind of like did the demo, and you can watch the recording on the YouTube and probably on Facebook. How are you?
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's Wonho. Hi.
Hi.
Oh,
Everything's tingling here, by the way. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Because you got in on the tail end. Do you want to run it for like 3 more minutes or something, Helen? See what it would suggest now? And
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely. Let's do
we're not doing like 10 at a time. So it's not like
Right.
we're overbarring at the moment or overhealing.
So let's do where
I'm very excited. Guatemala isn't officially open as a country, so it's not shippable to Guatemala yet. But it
But
is
if you have
shippable
the
to the United States.
Yeah,
So
if you have the address in the United States,
Canada isn't open either. So there are ways of going around. Just saying.
yeah, we can kind of like you can have the address in the States and then ask them to unpack it and ship it to you.
Yep.
So
And
we
if you want to buy one, can we ship it with yours, Rachel?
Yep.
Yep.
If you order it now, like before September 6th, and it's September 6th European time, so it's like our September 5th, really. There's a special, and I bought it, and it's practically $1,000 less. I think it's 990 whatever, less than the regular price. It's usually around $2,400.
Yeah, I paid
It's the price you send us on
Insta.
Exactly. So you see it there. You can see the X and you can see the programs that are included, and we can do it online. If Helen can help guide us through it, because the system kind of glitches, and so there are a couple of things that they're working kinks out, but we can do it together with Helen, and she can sign us up.
Exactly.
So if you guys would like, I don't know if JJ has a faster way of bringing it, but as soon as the airports are open, we're going to be going and getting the device.
And eventually Guatemala will be open.
Eventually soon, because there's a demand.
Yeah.
Alejandro would like to get it as well. He said that he's choosing to get it. The thing is, I don't know how often, if even often they have sales, and so I took full advantage of seeing that it was.
Yeah, I think there was another sale in the summer for a short period of time, but I'm not sure what will happen after. As I said, I paid the full
Especially
price.
now that there's more and more demand.
Yeah,
So-
and at this time with business, with the commissions, you're not required to buy anything, but
So yes,
eventually you
please
might.
explain about that, because I'm still clueless. I know that you can either buy the device as a single person, as a consumer, or
Mhm.
you can buy it as a quote unquote member. And as a member, if other people purchase it through you, then you get some sort of commission. I'm not really sure how that works.
It's
So can you?
structured as multi-level network company,
Mhm.
and there is
It's nothing to me. I'm sorry.
whole compensation plan, which is a little bit complicated. But basically, there is a quick start, which is in the first month, they give you bonuses. And if you purchase Healy Resonance, you get commission of 40% on another resonance on the point value. The point value is 1,200 of points. So the 40% is about 500 euros, which is a little bit over $500.
And if we happen to buy more than one device, for example, because
If
that's
you're
something
buying,
I'm
you're not
looking
getting
at.
commission. If
Okay.
somebody else buying underneath you, yes, you get the commission.
Okay.
So they
Okay.
can be either customers or members for you to receive the commission. And that's called direct commission. It's 40%, which is $500. In the first month, you also get a cash bonus with that, which I'm not sure I think it's like $100 on the top of that for each device. And then if you purchase 3 devices, or actually you sell 3 devices and people purchase it, you get another Healy resonance for free.
Oh, I like that.
But it doesn't matter if you sell 10 or 20 or 3, it's still only 1 device. Because people say, if I sell 6, do I get 2? No, it's just 1 device.
Oh, so I could gift that to my sister-in-law.
Exactly. And then if people are signed up as members and have clients or members underneath them, you get commission according to like different structure, and that is a little bit complicated, so you can read through in a big brochure that explains everything in
Over
detail.
my head. I'm just happy to play.
Yeah.
But the
main thing is direct commission is 40%, and that's kind of like the easiest thing. With and then you get percentage of everything that's underneath you. There is like, it's a binary system if people are familiar with that. So you need at least 2 members. So the difference between customers and members, they don't kind of like sign people up, but membership is free. So basically, why wouldn't you sign as a member and then decide if you want to be kind of like do it as a business or not?
So it could be an additional revenue stream, you know, like one of many kinds of things.
I was asking for another revenue stream, and 2 days later they were talking about Healy.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's really funny. Well, I'm becoming a slut.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to have
How you
multiple revenue streams in general. You know, I asked the cats to be a revenue stream for me also. You know, yeah, I'm asking to play with everything.
Hold on, Rachel. Manho, how are you feeling? Any change? Because we're on 3 minutes.
Yes. Yes, I'm relaxed. And
Cool.
everything's kind of moving, so
Thank you.
I'm excited
Thank
to
you.
play
So
with
that's-
it for sessions and classes. I mean, to me, I
And there's a lot,
just
yeah. And there's a lot of training on the business side as well as on how to use Healy. There is Healy Hive, which is a Facebook group. There is
with
I
videos
think
and stuff. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
hopped in there.
and we will get you with people who sponsored us, and kind of like there is a lot of support available.
Yeah.
So guys,
Plus play and exploration, because I figure we can't explode anybody with this, right? We could just have a lot of fun.
I wonder if we can.
Well, maybe certain people. No, I'm just asking to create greater,
Yeah,
and
that's what
however
I-
way that shows up. And so I'm thrilled to play with it in groups, to do like whenever I get together and do book readings or other Zooms or things like that. What if prior, you know, asking, you know, what question should we play with for this, and activate and play. I just think that's
Exactly.
it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to be able to play with it.
Cool.
But it's really interesting how it's working, the session, study session.
On the study, like I would probably do a session before somebody goes takes exam, or because it is a special learning programs. So instead of doing all the programs, like analysis, I would ask Healy to analyze which learning program appropriate for that person. And
Okay, for example.
What do you mean, for example?
I mean, study, okay, it's a memory or what?
They have if we go like getting out of this one and going into the other Healy program, yeah, let's turn it off, let's turn it on. So when we go on, okay, wait.
I think this is going to inspire me to get an iPad. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe Nestle will get an upgraded iPad because she does all her arts and different stuff on it, and I'll inherit hers. Just because I think it'll be fun to play with it on the phone or on the iPad.
I think I need to restart the program because that's the only thing with Healy. Sometimes those apps have had glitches. They're working on that. And
Well, there's been a huge energetic demand in getting into access people's hands. Access people are people who generally choose more and who are happy to just, ooh, that, I'll have that. And there's no like logic or reason or justification or the normal reality way of, oh, let me weigh and measure it and see if, no, it's just you perceive the energy and you go, that, I'll have some of that lightness in my life. And like when some of the maestros, which is you know, one
so
of
let
the,
me explain about learning.
yes.
So learning system, learning acute, memory, concentration systems, concentration acute, exam systems, exam acute, and stress system and stress acute. Those are the programs that Healy has on learning.
For education. And there's beauty programs
It's really
also.
very nice.
And
Yeah, so if you go under Healy Hive, Tanchka, you can see there is a lot of videos and there is a lot of brochures
okay.
on each program, what it does, how you're supposed to run it, what you can do with it. There is so much information in there that we cannot cover in the Zoom, sorry.
Yeah, right. But anyway, because most of the people, they ask after 50, 60, because the memory, it's kind of...
Yeah, I would say my memory improved since I got it, because yesterday, because I play memory games to improve my memory, and I usually don't finish it, and I was able to finish.
And how long? How many minutes usually they run this?
No, I don't run this specifically. I've been running programs.
Okay, got it.
So it wasn't specific on the learning. But
okay.
I did run anti-aging program one day.
Okay. It's work too, right? It's anti-aging.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what kind of programs? There's pain, there's anti-aging, there's...
Okay, so there is...
beauty?
Hold on a second, it's connecting. So it has Gold Cycle, which is like the initial, what you can get with the smallest package.
Healy, right.
There is pain and local stimulation with also psyche programs. There is learning, fitness, job, which includes sleep and stress release, mental balance, beauty, skin, bioenergetic, meridians, chakras, protection program, deep cycle, bioenergetic support, and therapist programs, which have like different programs, which you can specify which programs to run. I haven't learned how to do that yet.
But it also analyzes and scans you and recommends which programs
this is
to
actually
run.
in a big application. When you analyze, there are also vibration of essential oils, flower essences, crystals, salts. There is a lot of other vibration that is healing to the body.
And that you can add and record as well, like the Akashic prayer, like the forgiveness prayer.
I wonder how to do that.
Yeah, I saw that there's something where they record frequencies. So I mean, I'm sorry. This is, like I said before, like a fucking 6-year-old in a candy store. I'm like, what can we explore with this? What can we add to this? What do the Healy people not even know that it can do? And that's what I was saying, the maestros. I was inspired because they have we have a maestro chat, but now there's a Maestro Healy chat for the maestros that already got Healys. A lot of them are European, but you know, the ways that they're playing with things and expanding things and asking for things that most people don't even know to ask for. I'm just wondering what that would create. And so I'm truly excited. Thank you for exploring this with us, Helen.
Yeah, thank you. And just whatever you choose, just choose for you. Don't kind of like be obligated or don't feel pushed to sign up
No,
with.
this is just play. If you feel like it, this is a wow, look at this. Want
Yeah.
it? You can. If you don't want
Contact
it,
for
no
more
problem.
information or contact whoever is like told you about it, and let's play all together so we can change the world.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Thank
I'm so
you.
excited. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I think it's